Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Frel, your professor.
Hello class, good morning. Our topic for today is about wages. So this is the objective of our topic, to understand and examine the nature and regulations on wages. So first we have to define wage. According to Article 97 of the Labor Code, these are earnings expressed in terms of money, task, by piece or on commission basis, or through other method of calculating the same. So in short class, these are payments that are usually of money for labor or services, usually according to a contract and or on hourly or daily or piecework basis. So I think you are also familiar with the policy of no work, no pay. So this doctrine of no work, no pay is a fundamental axiom in industrial relations. This philosophy is, of course, it's very simple, no? That when a person is employed, it is expected that the work assigned will be carried out. That when this work is not done and the employee is not eligible for payment of any salary. And of course, we have this age-old rule governing fair day's wage for a fair day's labor. So this is the basic rule in determining employee wages, as if pay is equals work. Another question, class, is who fixes minimum wage rates? We have in the Philippines the Regional Tripartite Wages and Productivity Board under the National Wages and Productivity Commission. So each of the 16 regions in the Philippines has its own regional tripartite wages and productivity board, which sets minimum wage rates for their respective region. So this Fair Work Commission is responsible for reviewing and setting minimum wages for employees in the National Workplace Relations System. So based, of course, on the varying economic and fiscal conditions. So in Article 123 of the Code, it provides that it has to conduct hearings from both parties. So representatives from the tripartite groups such as that of the employers, the employee, and the government have to be part of the hearing. And the board will issue the wage order, and it will take effect after 15 days it is being published. While the National Wages and Productivity Commission develops policies and guidelines on wages, on incomes, and productivity. So it exercises both technical and administrative supervision over the RTWPVs, which implement the wages, the incomes, and productivity policies and programs in their respective regions. But of course, class, it is the employer who decide how much they pay their employees by establishing a salary range. So this salary range consists of a minimum pay rate, middle range possibilities for pay increases, and a maximum pay rate. But of course, class, the Congress can also enact law increasing wages. Then we have the concept of wage distortion. So what is this wage distortion? According to Article 124 of the Labor Law, this is an increase of prescribed wage rates, or is a situation where the application of mandated wage increase results in the elimination or severe contraction of existing salary differentials among employee groups in an establishment. So class, this is only in the Philippines that such thing happens. So this wage distortion, according to Article 124, is a situation where intentional quantitative differences in wage or salary rates between or among salary groups in an organization is effectively obliterated, eliminated, or severely contracted. So for instance, class, employee A holds a higher position while employee B has a lower position. So once the wage increase, there's a wage increase, both employee A and B are entitled. However, in some cases where company with employees in different regions, the wage rates may be applied based on that region. Then we have now class the concepts of facilities versus supplements. So what are these facilities? These are articles or services that are being extended to employee for his and his family's benefit. But of course, class, this exclude tools of the trade or articles for the benefit of the employer or which are necessary to the conduct of the employer's business. So again, class, facilities are items or expense that are necessary for the laborers and his family's existence and subsistence. And this may be deducted from his or her salary at a fair, reasonable value, and of course, voluntary accepted by the employee. So how about supplements? They are articles provided to the employee for the benefit of the employer, and they are being given free and not wage deductible. So these supplements may include but are not limited to pay for vacation and holidays not work, paid sick leave or maternity leave, overtime rate in excess of what is required by law, sick leave, pension, retirement and death benefits, or profit sharing, family allowances, Christmas or worries and cost of living bonuses, or bonuses other than those paid as reward for extra output or time spent on the job. So in other words, class, supplements constitute remuneration or special privileges received by the employees over and above their ordinary earnings. Then we have Article 100 of the Code pertaining to non-diminution of benefits. So it was provided that nothing in the Labor Code shall be construed to eliminate or in any way diminish supplements or other employee benefits being enjoyed at the time of the promulgation of the Code. So class, please be reminded that the principle of non-diminution of benefits is actually founded on the constitutional mandate to protect the rights of the workers, to promote their welfare, and to afford them full protection. Thus, these benefits given to them cannot be unilaterally reduced, diminished, discontinued, or eliminated by the company. Now we have the payment of wages. So, as to the forms of payment, Article 102 provides that no employer shall pay the wages of an employee by means of promissory notes, vouchers, coupons, tokens, tickets, cheats, or any other object than legal tender. That the salary can be paid only through checks or money orders. But of course, there are already banks or facilities that facilitate encashments. Now, how about the time of payment of wages? So, Article 103 provides that once every 2 weeks or twice a month at interval of at least 16 days. So, though there are some special cases when there is a strict compliance and this rule is not required, such as some instances that are beyond the employer's control, such as but not limited to strikes or riots or existence of war, fire, floods, or typhoons, or other catastrophes. No? So in those cases, class, there might be some changes in the time of payment of wages. And also another if the employees are engaged to perform a task which cannot be completed in 2 weeks, and there is also the absence of the collective bargaining agreement. The next question is, where will be the place of payment of wages? So the next article provides that it shall be made at or near the place of undertaking or place of the job. Okay, so payment outside of the workplace shall be allowed only under some circumstances, such as in the absence of peace and order in that place, or because of some reason of actual emergencies, or due to fire or flood or epidemic and other calamities. So the place of payment can be changed. However, in the absence of those circumstances mentioned, such payment shall be made at a place near to the undertaking or the job. So in the payment of wages class, the employer should provide free transportation, no, for the employees to claim their payments and vice versa, no? And by that, collecting their wages shall be considered also as compensable hour work by the employees. However, today, of course, no, we have the very common way of paying wages, that is through banks or automated teller machines, where payments are directly provided by the employers to their accounts. Okay, now class, there are also some prohibition regarding wages, no, particularly on Article 112. It provides that no employer shall limit or otherwise interfere with the freedom of any employee to dispose of his wages. So it's very clear, class. Employer shall not limit or interfere on how the employee shall dispose of his wages. In such manner, he shall not in any manner, no, force, compel, or oblige his employees to purchase merchandise, commodities, or other properties of other persons. So, class, please be reminded by that. It's very clear. In addition, class, Article 116 provides that it shall be unlawful for any person, directly or indirectly, to withhold any amount from the wages of a worker or induce him to give up any part of his wages by force, by stealth, intimidation, threat, or without workers' consent. So again, class, it is unlawful, no, to withhold any amount, even how small it is, no, from the wages of a worker without his consent. And the one thing more, class, Article 113 provides that no employer shall make deductions from the wages of his employee except those allowed by law, such as SSS contributions, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig contributions, payment for third persons such as tax, insurance, union dues, and the likes, and deductions of absences, of course. Now, class, in cases of loss or damages committed, Article 115 prohibits an employer from making any deductions from an employee for the actual amount or loss or damage committed, except when the employee has been given a chance to be heard as regards his culpability and his responsibility has been clearly shown. Okay, so in short, class, it has to undergo due process of law before he can be given and Article 118 provides that it shall be unlawful for employer to refuse to pay or reduce the wages and benefits, or discharge or in any manner discriminate against the employees. Okay, so that would be all, class, for this topic. And for your activity, you are to prepare a 1-minute online advertisement of a job vacancy emphasizing the salary rate that the company is offering. Submit your output in the Google Classroom. Again, class, that would be all for today's discussion. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.